It's math time with Mr. Mock. It's math time with Mr. Mock. It's math time. Welcome, first off. What you're looking at right now is the Illustrative Mathematics Grade 8 site. We're going to be using this quite a bit for the start of the school year. And it was linked in the Google Classroom assignment. And you were supposed to open this up prior to starting the video. So hopefully you did that. If not, go ahead and pause. Make sure that you open up this tab and have this at the ready because we're going to be using it today. Okay. All right. So your first task is to try to find Unit 1, Lesson 1. And when you're looking at the screen, everything's kind of broken down nicely for you here. It gives you each unit up to 9. We have 9 units we're hopefully going to be getting through this year. And the first one is about rigid transformations and congruence. So you're going to click on that. And that's going to take you to all the lessons, all right? The first lesson is moving in the plane, okay? And not in the airplane, but like in a flat surface as a plane. So when you open that up, it takes you to this activity, all right? And it gives you the whole lesson. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through it right now. So what I'd like you to do, I really hope you have a notebook and a pen ready. So your first task is to just put today's date, whatever day it is that you're doing these notes. You're going to put the date. So in this case, 9/14/2020, if you're doing it on the Monday to start the week. And then the title is Moving in the Plane. And if you can maybe hear my cat getting into the blinds right by my computer. Moving in the Plane. All right. Now, the first task now is which one doesn't belong. It's basically that opening thought process. So you've got these 4 options here, A, B, C, D. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a moment, get this up on your screen, hit pause to the video, and I want you to just jot down the 1.1, which one doesn't belong. I just want you to write down what your thoughts are. Which one doesn't belong? Okay, so go ahead and hit pause and go ahead and do that activity. And I'll be here when you come back. All right, you're back. So hopefully you wrote something down for which one doesn't belong in the diagrams there. A, B, C, and D. And I know we can't really necessarily have a discussion, but there's a lot of different ideas here that come up. Most often than not, B, C, and D, people say, well, those are the ones that are like distinct angles. It looks like they have an angle. And this one, A, kind of looks more like a straight line. So maybe that one doesn't belong. So there's a variety of different options here. Some say C doesn't belong because the other ones are either a 90 degree or bigger. So if you think about it in terms of like the angle measures, this one's going to be like close to 180 degrees. B almost looks like it's 90. C is bigger than 90. So maybe C is the only acute angle. Maybe that'd be another thing to look at. All right, so those are different ways of trying to figure out maybe which one doesn't belong. There's a lot of different ideas. There's no single one right answer, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we scroll down, and there's an activity here. Now, this is supposed to be done with a partner, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of walk you through it, all right? Basically, you've got these 3 shapes. It's 2 squares and a triangle, right? And this is kind of cool because if you hit play right here, it takes you through this activity. The shape starts moving around, right? They call it a square dance. And what you're trying to look at is to define exactly how are the shapes moving together across this bigger square dance surface, okay? So if we start at the beginning, all right, they're down in that left corner, and they're going to move over 1. They just kind of slide to the right once. They slide to the right. So we call that like a slide, a shift. I think for this lesson, they're looking at it as a slide. So it slides to the right. And then look at the next move here. What happened? What happened? And what's cool here is you can click show shadows. So then it shows you where it was and now where it changed. And then boom, it kind of it rotated. You see that? How it rotated to the right? It's like clockwise rotation. So that would be how we would describe that. So if we go back from the beginning, boom, there's the original. It slides to the right. Sounds like a dance. I think it is. Rotates clockwise. slides up, slides back, rotates, and that looks like it goes counterclockwise. So it goes opposite the direction of the clock, right? So what I'd like you to do is for your notes, you're going to write down triangle square dance, and I just walked you through this one. I would like for you to just do dance B. Scroll down, do dance B. Talk about what happens. What's the first thing it does? What's the second thing it does? Third thing, fourth thing, fifth thing. Okay. And I want you to write down, is it sliding? Is it rotating? Which direction? Is it going clockwise, counterclockwise? And I just want you to write that down for me. So you're going to go ahead and hit pause again and take just a minute to walk through. And if you remember, hit show shadows. And that's kind of cool because then it shows you exactly how it moved. And just take a minute to 2 minutes to write down the steps that it takes. Go ahead and hit pause now. All right, we're back. Probably been back for a little bit, actually. Probably just watching me stand here. So when you scroll down, so we were at dance B. When you scroll down, there's a dance C. I don't have to do that one. But there's a summary here, and it kind of talks about, some of the stuff that we just practiced. And if you want to, read over this and take some notes in your notebook. Talk about sliding and shifting. What does that mean? Talk about rotating. And then more importantly, look at the bold word here, vertex. And if you go down, it gives you a definition of vertex. I would like for you to write that down in your notebook, okay? Now, the last thing you're going to do after you've taken a little bit of notes here, so if you want to pause and take some notes on the summary and then write down the definition of vertex, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit pause and write a couple notes down. Don't take more than 5 minutes to do that. Okay, so you hit pause, you're back. We're going to go up and scroll all the way to the top here. And next to lesson, there's a tab called practice. What I'd like for you to do is click on practice. And there's 3 problems here. I don't want you to do all 3 problems. I just want you to go down to problem number 3 and take a look at Diego. Diego started with this shape, right? So in your notebook, what I'd like you to do is just sketch it. You're not going to, it's not expecting like perfect pieces of art here, but you're just going to sketch the shape that Diego has there and then follow the moves that Diego takes. Diego moves the shape down, turns it 90 degrees clockwise. So what's that look like? Then moves the shape to the right. Draw the location of the shape after each move. So maybe it would be helpful, start with it as the blue and then change the color with every move. That might be cool to see what that looks like. Your final thing then, if you go back to the Google Classroom, it says to take a picture of those notes that you have on that page, upload it to Classroom, and turn in this assignment to let me know you're done. It's not going to be graded, but more so, I just want to see how your notes look so we can start practicing taking notes together. All right, everybody, that's the video for today. Thank you for working so hard. Send me questions through email if you have them, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Yay, we did it!